afternoon, dear viewers. Welcome to our mission today. My name is Paula Rincon and I will present to you today's show. We will have our journalist Mafe Becerra in the politics section, who will speak to us about the protest due to of the murder of George Floyd. We have Nicoll Forero with the most current international news. We will have our journalist Zharith Blanco in the sports section, who will tell us about the Prince of Tennis and his intentions to be a soccer player. On the other hand, we have journalists Nicoll Vega and Karol Rodríguez, who will be in charge of the entertainment section with some string of the famous singer J Balvin. The wit dress now in the virtual festival that took place a few days ago. Just in a few moments, we will have all the latest details about the coronavirus with our journalist Camila Molina. Camila, good afternoon.
Welcome to the health section, where I will tell you the latest and recent coronavirus statistics. In other news, the latest report sent by the Ministry of Health and Social Protection delivered on Tuesday, August 25, confirmed 10,432 new cases, 295 more deaths for a total of 10,432, while 395,470 patients have recovered. Bogota continues to be city most affected by COVID-19 with 195,137 infections. 1,083 people are attacking the hospitals, where out of 1,180 available, 1,083 are being used by COVID-19 positive patients in the capital. On the other hand, with encouraging news, the COVID-19 vaccine will be distributed on August. Then in Russia said Monday that it will soon have the capacity to produce hundreds of thousands of doses of the new coronavirus vaccine every month, and that it will increase its production to several million from the beginning of next year. Manturov explained that three biomedical companies developed by the Nicoll Vega Epidemiology and Microbiology Research Laboratory will begin industrial production starting in September. This information is now after this weekend. It was announced that the clinical tests of the vaccine developed by the National Center Epidemiological Research and Microbiology Gamalei had already concluded and that the registration stage is now beginning. This is all for today from the health section. Have a very good afternoon.
In the international news, Nicoll Forero. Nicoll, good afternoon.
A man kissed a woman. The 31 years old woman died in hospital yesterday afternoon after falling into a coma. The alleged murder had no previous history of gender violence or restraining. This negligent case of sexual violence occurred in the early hours of Monday 13 when the alleged murder made a call to 112 stating that his partner had took on an ambulance came to the scene will locate the victim, the woman, severely traumatic brain injury, ranging from the ear and its respiratory distress such was transferred to Torrejon Hospital with a severe prognosis where she was admitted. And in other news, Montano insisted that he did not order the murder of Ignacio Ellacuría and other Jesus during this last session of the trial, which has been seen for sentencing. The defense has presented its conclusions in which it considers that the evidence proves insufficient to condemn Montano, for whom he has requested acquittal for the murder of the 5 Jesus Spanish will. The accusations of 450 years in prison. For the part, the private accusations have refuted the conclusions of the prosecutor's office where a conviction against Montano was requested a direct participation in the massacre was clearly established.
In the politics section, Maria Becerra. Maria, good afternoon.
Politics, the case of the death of Georgie. The process over Georgie did have a vote of the population today in the scene and posted in various cities, reaching 10 of million people to go out the posted. The posted with people travel the day, with no catching with the police. No arrests will be made in the day, according to a spokesman for the DC Metropolis Police. President Trump for the East Park who attributes the protest for this death with men arrested by the police too, Antifas and the radical left. And the president is self the president of land and the order. Assures and the truth seconds protest and the city in a habit. We are trained to help Poland. No harm is learning for months. Have love control the energies and the anxieties. They are not take action, but must protect federal, protect and the other people. We are no simple protest. We are Israel problem. The protest is Poland. For the 13th day, the protest have no stop. Will protest over voice death. When a cause months the counting complete march and the class wars, we police have accounted East Poland. The last wet situation have even present with present for unified in the fight. Federal agents will multiply the rates of owners, representatives and the police brutally.
In the sports section, Zharith Blanco. Zharith, good afternoon.
The first match at Players started with about the finish. He lost a with logic. There is question in the world of tennis that a couple of years ago was asked in almost as it is where a whisper, but that today is much more honest, more commented, and that for some of the lovers of this sport create a little fear what would have to the future world Roger Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic last year. The obvious answer and the massive escape for some will be to say that other players will come to replace them and that tennis will not, and because the song can between Federer, Nadal and Novak no longer compete. And yes, it is a matter of opinions like any other, but perhaps the new generation have so epic background like Federer and Nadal. in the Wimbledon final, in which the leg trembled, but until the last volley it was a sea of fleas and score goals. Or winners, some of the youngest have so much like Nadal and Novak. The finals of the Australian Open. In the show of the Nancy elasticity and variety of shots. Not to mention the US Open semifinal between Federer and Novak, with very quick exchange between the two, adding a second delicacy to the public.
Samsic tuvo esta mañana de viernes en la carretera que conduce de la capital Tunja hasta el municipio de Motavita. El incidente se presentó, según versiones recogidas, por la imprudencia de un conductor que hizo una maniobra indebida. Al lugar del hecho se acercaron miembros de la Policía Nacional y funcionarios de la alcaldía de Motavita, quienes atendieron al ciclista y dieron parte de tranquilidad. En la cuenta de Twitter de la alcaldía se puede leer el siguiente mensaje. El ciclista boyacense Nairo Quintana sufre un accidente en la vía nacional sector Veredas al vial de Motavita. Un conductor realiza maniobra indebida y lo colisiona mientras realizaba su tradicional entrenamiento, informó la alcaldía de Motavita a través de su cuenta de Twitter. Según funcionarios de la alcaldía de ese municipio, luego de lo sucedido, Nairo tomó la decisión de desplazarse hasta su lugar de residencia para ser atendido ahí por personal médico. Don Luis Quintana, padre de Nairo, informó que el ciclista estaba realizando su matutino entrenamiento junto a Cayetano Sarmiento y su hermano Dyer. Dijo que regularmente sale a las 6 de la mañana y regresa entre 1 y 2 de la tarde. Agregó que el accidente no fue grave. Ya lo traen para la casa. El señor de un carro se acercó para tomarle la foto y lo tumbó. Información que fue corroborada por las autoridades policiales, quienes informaron que Nairo solo tiene raspones en la rodilla y uno de sus codos. Nairo Quintana se prepara en carreteras del departamento para afrontar sus próximas carreras en Europa, que incluyen la Vuelta a Burgos, Tour de la Inn y Criterium de Dauphiné, antes de su debut en el Tour de Francia el próximo 29 de agosto. También está a la espera de viajar a Europa junto a todos los ciclistas colombianos que militan en el World Tour, en un vuelo que por ahora está programado para el 19 de julio, pero que está en duda tras las restricciones que la Unión Europea puso a traslados desde la gran mayoría de países americanos hacia su territorio.
Local Rafael Maca. La etapa arranca con una temprana fuga de 4 hombres que llegaron a tener más de 4 minutos de ventaja que con el duro paso del pelotón fue reduciendo. A falta de 100 kilómetros, solo eran cerca de 2 minutos. El guión no cambió mucho en la mayoría de la jornada. El pelotón los tenía totalmente controlados. A falta de 38 kilómetros de meta, la ventaja fue de 1 minuto. Los últimos kilómetros fueron un circuito de 17 kilómetros. A falta de 30 kilómetros, una caída. Pulsan y Wilco Kelderman son los perjudicados. En ese mismo kilómetro el pelotón aprieta el paso. Los segundos se esfuman a gran velocidad. La aventura fue cazada antes de lo planeado en la última vuelta del circuito. A falta de 7 kilómetros, Sebastián Molano va al suelo. El colombiano no ha tenido una buena temporada en el 2020. El trabajo final de la etapa fue de Linios, que a falta de 1 kilómetro se retira y deja la jornada para los velocistas. Lo espectacular del día, lo increíble y lo triste fue el sprint de Dylan Groenewegen, codo a codo con Jacobsen. En los últimos metros, Dylan saca el brazo y manda a Fabio Jacobsen contra las barandas a una velocidad de cerca de 70 kilómetros por hora. Es una caída brutal. Es difícil de describir el momento. Es desgarrador para todo el mundo del ciclismo. Además, una persona de la organización también es involucrada y parece ser la que sufrió las peores heridas. Sinceramente, desde el Trueque Ciclismo, deseamos que Fabio Jacobsen y todos los demás implicados se encuentren bien. Al parecer, Groenewegen pasó primero la meta en la etapa 1 del Tour de Polonia, en una llegada accidentada. En un principio el ganador fue el del Jumbo, pero la UCI estudió la infracción y le quitó la victoria a Groenewegen, además de la expulsión de la competencia. Se espera que la organización se pronuncie sobre el estado de salud del ciclista y de los demás competidores que se vieron perjudicados. No hay ni habrá ceremonia de podio. La información de la clasificación hasta el momento tampoco es dada después del brutal accidente. Deja un comentario sobre la caída y la sanción de Groenewegen. Y pronto nos vemos con más información y etapas de ciclismo. Chao, chao.
We come back to
Finally,
you,
in the
Paula.
entertainment section, Nicoll Vega and Karol Rodríguez. Nicoll, Karol, good afternoon.
To our entertainment section. Here we talk about themes of art and culture, including some famous artists and cultural manifestations of citizens. This week we have how this pandemic changed the life of many of us and of course in terms of fashion. It is now far away for some the work of study space. Of the most significant change, the way of dressing, so much so that at the beginning of the crisis, large fashion and clothing companies like LVMH decided to dedicate all their time of the productions of uniforms for doctors and nurses. This is not the only thing on the change since in the daily life of the citizens. The mask has become a fundamental, considered as important as any article of clothing. Many people throughout this year have been seriously affected by this pandemic, not only at the health level but also economically and socially. For this reason, many have dedicated their efforts to making masks and their own clothing for sale. Let's learn from them and take care of ourselves before it's too late. And the other news, the fourth edition of the Digital Festival Union is for coming of the 1st of August. The Union of the Digital Festival has held with guest such as Fonseca, Aterciopelados, Sebastián Yatra, Peter Manjarres, and the National Symphonic Orchestra of Colombia. In addition, music. Several artists joined the ICE UNICEF Challenge. The challenge with the donate objects that will the own challenge to benefit the country's vulnerable children. Many artists join this festival and even groups like Murat shared that so the others donate items and the autumn to help others. Here you can buy some things for fans like Sita Yatra used in her concerts, among other things. As we can see, this is great example made by several famous artists.
Welcome to our Farandula section. Today we will talk about the most controversial controversies and scandals. One of the most recent is the hate that J Balvin is living because of the comment he gave in a virtual interview that the portal made to Black Eyed Peas, the EP with the presence of J Balvin and Maluma, who, like Shakira, participated in the new album translation by Black Eyed Peas. The presenter of the space asked William, vocalist of the North American band, about the artist, with whom he had to be more flexible when working through his artistic career, to which the musician said that he had been Shakira, a response that generation. Balvin later, I left a letter note from Shakira because she is very professional, she is a school, she helped me a lot my improve the lyrics, the sound, the rhythm, and the juice is very keenly. Step 1, step 2, step 3. William commented to which Balvin limited and it returns to use step 1. Although they clarified that they has never worked alongside her. In social networks, they have criticized the form and tone that the Antiochian musician referred to into Barranquilla from a couple of hours. The hashtag J Balvin's over part and J Balvin over party over has been a global trend. Perhaps his comment was a little out of place, considering that, as he affirmed, he has not worked with her and does not know what he is talking about this search. Another of the most famous scandals of the moment is about the famous Will Smith. A few weeks ago, Jada Pinkett's infidelity toward her husband came to light. During all this time, there have been many criticisms of Jada. However, August Alsina, a 27 years old rapper man with Jump Pinkett had an affair, came out to give statements claiming that his romance was with the no-lagging approval of Will Smith, despite the fact that the couple said on camera that they were on the verge of divorce at the time and that the movie star did not authorize their relationship. Alsina insisted the actor was aware of his relationship with Wiswip and hinted they had an open marriage. What I said in the interview is exactly what I said I'll have is my truth. I have no reason to lie about anything. However, the actor denied having approved the romance between his wife and his son's friends like Jada, who declared, "The only person who can give permission in the circumstance is me." Will Smith really agreed with this. The truth is hard to believe that the person of the reputation does whatever. Nothing has been confirmed.
Thank you for being connected with us. See you in the next broadcast.